How are you, mate? Good to see you, right?
That's funny, huh?
We're trying to see Devin. He's trying to see Devin. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you know what I told him yesterday? I said that you should coach Joshua, and he agreed. He liked the idea.
6 rounds.
Joshua, Mike Tyson will coach him.
Coach, he's been there, seen it, he's done it all.
I think that'd be good.
No sparring, though. No sparring.
Following that exchange, Mike Tyson has officially linked up with Anthony Joshua's team to help him gear up for the Jake Paul fight.
Let's do this. Go ahead. Come on, Devin. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Look at it.
Yeah, come on, no. Yeah, come on. Keep that left hand up when you finish. A lot of boxing, a lot of sparring, all of the physical straining, running, lifting weights. That's beautiful. But you need to practice on what you have to do, and you have to box. So you should do as much boxing as possible leading up to the
Speed.
You see me in the jag.
Everything I do stems into a big bubble through boxing, and that's why nothing else matters, because from a young age, when I was 18, boxing became my life. So without it, I don't think I'll have much fun.
My mate sent a picture of AJ from his Instagram on Saturday night, right? And he was like in with, was it Skins, I think? Skins. Yeah. With two girls, right? Going, great to be out at the gym, enjoying. You know. So my mate sent me a message going, are you happy about this? Right? Going, yeah, I know. Yeah. He goes, and I said, I was quite surprised. I was like, oh, he didn't stop saying how tired he was the other day. Do you know what I mean? So I sent him a message going, not too late, please. Yeah. And he comes straight back with a picture of me on the couch going, this is me now, don't
Didn't see me coming. I was popping around the corners, shooting him non-stop, eliminated him multiple times, and that's because I'm tricky. I'm sneaky, and I'm fast.
Headshot, or are you going to the body?
Both, baby. It's going to be a long night for... I'm looking and my eyeballs are the ones facing off against the mic. This is insane. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a heavyweight champ is supposed to go and win by knockout. I understand all that, what people are thinking. But I tell you one thing. With all that, Joshua has been inactive. Joshua was destroyed in his last fight. I know it was against a fighter, a top fighter, not against a guy that's been fighting a couple years and has had very little background. I understand all. Teddy understands that. I just break it down, all of it. And with having said that, Joshua has been inactive. We don't know where he is mentally. We don't know where he is physically. He's been gone for over a year. We don't know. We know he's coming off a bad loss. We understand that in his last fight. And so we don't know where he's at.
The moment Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua teamed up, the impact was obvious. Joshua shared that he's now added a fierce new neck workout to his routine, something he picked up directly from Tyson. He talked about doing neck bridges, a move common in wrestling circles, but usually frowned upon by physiotherapists because of how risky it can be. According to Joshua, the exercise builds flexibility and raw strength at the same time, especially in the neck. He emphasized that having a strong, reinforced neck is a crucial advantage for anyone competing in high-impact combat sports.
Another neck exercise that I got from Mike Tyson. A lot of wrestlers do this. Quite dangerous, actually. Physios don't like this type of stuff, but it's good for neck conditioning. It's called neck bridges, and it's flexibility and strength at the same time. So it's a really good exercise if you want to strengthen up your neck.
Behind this matchup, he pointed out that even if Jake Paul were to get knocked out, it wouldn't mark the end of his boxing career. According to Wade, a tough loss or even a physical beatdown wouldn't stop fans from tuning in to Jake's future bouts. However, he noted that Paul's next appearances would likely be on a much smaller stage compared to the massive spotlight that comes with facing Anthony Joshua. Wade summed it up by saying Jake really isn't risking much here. Other than the possibility of getting seriously hurt, there's very little downside for him. And considering the huge payday on the line, Wade felt Jake would see the danger as a calculated gamble worth taking.
KSI's thinking, oh, if he gets knocked out by AJ, the career's over. No. Because you don't have, again, unless he's like actually physically harmed in a way that he can't recover from. Like if his career ends because AJ hurts him badly, then yes. But if it's a knockout where Jake is able to then continue fighting, people will still watch. It may not be as big as the AJ fight, but he still has an opportunity to make money in boxing. Again, the only way it wouldn't be the case is if Jake got like permanently injured from this fight, which is part of the reason that they take this fight, is because Jake doesn't really have anything to lose here. Outside of, again, the...
I don't know about tune up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. I like his new heavyweight look. A bit chubby, bit bulky. Getting there. That's protected. And he just done a great job over the aging Chavez Jr., who was a middleweight, but still.
Sure.
Yeah. I like how Jake Paul calls out the full spectrum from featherweight.
From Teddy Atlas's viewpoint, the situation looks far more complicated for Anthony Joshua than many fans realize. He agreed that Joshua should be the favorite, given his pedigree as a former heavyweight champion. But Atlas also voiced real concern about where Joshua stands right now, especially after a long period of inactivity and a brutal defeat. While he admitted that Joshua's loss came against a top-tier opponent, Atlas stressed that serious doubts remain about Joshua's mental resilience and physical readiness. In the end, he underscored that Joshua's return is surrounded by far more uncertainty than confidence.
I'm a heavyweight champ is supposed to go and win by knockout. I understand all that, what people are thinking. But I tell you one thing. With all that, Joshua has been inactive. Joshua was destroyed in his last fight. I know it was against a fighter, a top fighter, not against a guy that's been fighting a couple years and has had very little background. I understand all. Teddy understands that. I just break it down, all of it. And with having said that, Joshua has been inactive. We don't know where he is mentally. We don't know where he is physically. He's been gone for over a year. We don't know. We know he's coming off a bad loss. We understand that in his last fight.
Teddy Atlas went a step further, saying that Jake Paul's real victory wouldn't be tied to knocking Joshua out. It would be simply making it to the final bell. In Atlas's eyes, if Paul managed to survive all the rounds with Joshua, that alone would stun the world and shatter every expectation people have of him. Although he acknowledged Joshua as the overwhelming favorite, Atlas argued that Paul shouldn't be ruled out entirely, noting how Jake has skillfully built global attention and carefully chosen the moments that shape his career. In the end, Atlas said that for Jake, just lasting the distance would be a win in itself, a result that would completely redefine the meaning of the fight, no matter what the judges' scorecards say.
What is winning for him at this point? Going and knocking out Joshua, which would be unbelievable and unlikely, or doing something no one expects. Taking on this challenge, he's already got everyone's attention. Taking on this challenge, and then going in there and going the distance. Maybe, in a way that no one thought he could. So what is really winning? And I'll tell you another thing. Of course Joshua was supposed to win. I'm not nuts, but it's hard to completely just dismiss this guy at this point, Jake Paul, because he's picked his spots. He has been awfully.
Looking forward, promoter Frank Warren didn't hesitate to name Anthony Joshua as the obvious favorite. Yet, he was quick to praise Jake Paul for taking on a genuine and dangerous champion. Warren pointed out that, despite the steep odds, Paul deserves recognition for his bravery in accepting such a serious challenge. He concluded that by simply agreeing to face a two-time world champion of Joshua's size and caliber, Paul had already earned a noteworthy level of respect.
It's a fight where AJ will be a big favourite for obvious reasons.
as much as everybody, and I not including me, but people really had to go about Jake Paul about picking his opponents. Well, he's picked a two-time world champion, a big, much bigger natural heavyweight man, and he's stepping up to the plate. I mean, you've got to take your hat off to him for that. He'll go in as a massive underdog for obvious reasons, but who knows? You know, I mean, if he were to pull it off, it would be the end of AJ in every way.
Surely not, though, Frank.
Well, I wouldn't think so. You know, I've got to be honest, as I say, but he's going to have a bet on it. You'd bet AJ to knock him over, but look, he stepped up to the plate, so. You know, you got to give him some kudos for that.
Turning the spotlight entirely onto the champion, JL Sonnen placed the burden of the fight's credibility squarely on Anthony Joshua. He insisted that Joshua must leverage his clear size and power to secure an immediate, decisive knockout. Sonnen warned that anything short of complete dominance from the opening bell could make the public question the authenticity of the match. In his view, only a one-sided display of force would prove this fight as a legitimate contest, rather than a staged spectacle.
The size discrepancy, Joshua's never enjoyed a size benefit like he has going into the fight with Jake Paul. And the only thing about it that could be real or look real or sound real is if he goes out and he plans and he threatens and he does the best of his ability to break Jake's.
Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn framed the matchup as essentially a no-lose situation for Jake Paul, largely because of the enormous physical risk involved. He highlighted that a single well-placed punch from Anthony Joshua could end the fight instantly. Hearn acknowledged Paul's clear improvement through disciplined training camps, describing him as a competent fighter at a cruiserweight level. Yet he was blunt in his assessment. Despite this progress, Paul is still far from elite and simply doesn't belong in the ring with a top-tier heavyweight like Joshua.
It's a no-lose for Jake, but it's too dangerous to be a no-lose.
Yeah.
Like, this is very real. And, you know, once you get hit by AJ, you'll know all about it. As soon as AJ hits him on the chin, the fight's over. So when that comes, we don't know. But, you know, Jake's improved a hell of a lot. He's done a lot of camps. He's fought boxers. Like, he's now become, I used to call him average, but he's become a decent cruiserweight, right? Not for me, not world class, but you know, a decent.
Got the mental fortitude. He's got the mental fortitude. But what's the one best thing that you pride Jake Paul of having that maybe you haven't seen in other competition you face so far?
From a physical aspect, I couldn't even mention it at the minute. But from a mental aspect, he offered me the fight. Normally, I'm offering people fights. He's told me, come and fight. So he believes in him.
Jake Paul, speaking in his own words, insisted that his biggest edge against Anthony Joshua lies in his speed and unpredictable approach. He even pointed to their laser tag match in Dubai as an example, where his quick movements and clever angles gave him the upper hand. Paul intends to bring that same elusive strategy into the boxing ring, striking from multiple angles to keep the champion off balance. He confidently claimed that his game plan would turn the fight into a long and frustrating night for Joshua.
What does Jake Paul have that Anthony Joshua doesn't have?
Man, speed. You know, I beat him in laser tag when we first met in Dubai. He didn't see me coming. I was popping around the corners, shooting him non-stop, eliminated him multiple times, and that's because I'm tricky, I'm sneaky, and I'm fast.
Headshot, or are you going to the body?
Both, baby. It's going to be a long night for him.
Frank Martin offered his candid perspective on Jake Paul's progression. He said that after seeing Paul's steady improvement, he no longer considered him just a YouTube fighter. Still, Martin stressed that there's a significant gap between Paul's journey and those of athletes who have devoted their entire lives to boxing. He acknowledged that the fight against Joshua would generate enormous attention and revenue, but called it an incredibly tough challenge. Having first-hand experience with Joshua's power, Martin voiced serious concerns about Paul going up against such a dangerous heavyweight puncher.
I think Jake Paul's got that much influence and power. He's becoming a bit deluded.
He actually generally thinks he's going to go in there and beat him, which is mad, and he's not going to do. There's levels, and if AJ hadn't knocked him out in 2 rounds, everyone's going to be calling it a fix.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of pressure on AJ.
Yeah, not to carry him for the whole 8
Yeah,
but he doesn't, he doesn't want to put him in hospital either, because, this is the worry, isn't it? That, he's never fought anybody as good as that.
Well, this is what you sign up to, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's this risk.
I consider Jake now, I wouldn't consider him like a YouTube fighter no more. I feel like he put in the time. He gotten better throughout, like, all his fights. Like, he done got better throughout all those fights, But it's still, like, when you fighting, like, fighters who actually, like, done it for, like, their whole life, it's a little different. If that fight happened, it'll be a good money fight. It'll be a good money fight. But that's a tough task for, Jake going to get that big ass heavyweight AJ. I know AJ personally, so that's a tough task.